Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Holly.
And this week we have lots to talk about. Later, we will be joined by our bestie, Jackie, who you might remember from our divisional roundtable series, but you might know her better as internet fashionista and new mom, Juice Box Jacky. We're going to talk all about crafting the perfect game day outfit and get into the 411 on her favorite team, the Houston Astros. But as always, if there's anything you want us to talk about here on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, Glovelies, we're going to kick things off as always with our Pookies of the week. Hallie, who's your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie is multiple Pookies, and it is all of the boys who participate in Tarps Off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sweeping the nation.
If you are uninitiated to what the Tarps Off movement is, after the 7th inning or so, boys will congregate in a right field.
Some outfield section.
Each stadium, I'm sure, has a different preferred section, but the boys will congregate. They'll take off their shirts and they'll just whip them around their heads and get real rowdy, really inject some energy into the last couple innings of the game. Courtney and I had the pleasure of going to a couple games this week, and we happened to sit in the section where the boys congregated.
Yep, we did. It's not that I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting it to the degree that we experienced it.
It took over all of our section.
Basically the entire section.
And the section next to it.
Yeah, for real.
There was a mime in our section doing Tarps Off.
There were little kids.
Uh-huh. And even Raymond got involved.
I said at one of the games that we went to, it's kind of like a cult, but like a cult that looks really fun.
Yes. If I were a boy, I'd do Tarps Off.
Period.
Put a bunch of boys together and they're going to take their shirts off. I think it's just like the way of things. The boys yearn to show off their bods.
Well, great Pookie. My Pookie this week is going to be someone that we actually also had the pleasure of seeing this week. That's going to be Rico Garcia from the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know if you guys are watching Orioles baseball this year. Orioles fans are kind of suffering right now because, just to put it bluntly, the team is not performing to the standard at which everyone anticipated that this team and these players were going to be performing. But one shining star that everyone seems to kind of be rallying around has been Rico Garcia. Rico Garcia has been in the league for, I think, about 11 years, and he's bounced between teams. He has been having the season of his career. He has a career low ERA, and he's absolutely shoving. He is really stepped up, and he's become the de facto closer for the Orioles. And I love seeing him get a lot of the recognition and the praise that he deserves, because he is holding this club together like a piece of Scotch tape. And I don't know how I don't know how else to say it. Rico Garcia, you are doing amazing, sweetie. And for that reason and many others, you are my Pookie of the week this week.
Yay.
All right, Glovelies. Well, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Be sure to let us know in the comments and tag your Pookie if you can. All right, Glovelies. Well, today we are joined by our bestie, returning guest, Juice Box Jacky. Welcome back to the pod, Jacky.
Yay.
Hi, thank you for having me back.
Of course. We are so happy that you were able to come back. So I would love to talk to you about everything game day fashion. I love following you on social media because you put together just some of the most beautiful game day outfits I've ever seen. We're going to talk about the Astros, of course, which we got a chance to do, a couple months ago during the divisional roundtable. And then Hallie's going to give you a rapid fire quiz so that the Glovelies can get to know you a little bit better. And then instead of doing a top 5, Glovelies, we're actually going to be doing something kind of interesting, and I would love for you guys to kind of join in with us as we do this. So we are going to be building our perfect game day outfits. Be thinking about what you want to have for your perfect game day outfit and make sure you share that with us. But Jacky, how does all of that sound to you?
It sounds great. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Perfect. Okay, well, first things first, you've been on the pod before, so I have to ask, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
Okay, I have a couple of Pookies. The first one is going to be Jose Altuve with a super quick message. Get well soon, bestie, please, because we cannot afford any more injuries.
I think he went on the IL the same day as my ultimate Pookie, Ryan O'Hearn, did. Jose Altuve, get well soon. Who else is your Pookie of the week?
It's gonna be Bryce Matthews because he's been doing a great job in the outfield. So yay for him. So at least on the bright side, he's getting a lot of playing time. A lot of guys are getting a lot of playing time. And Spencer Arrighetti because he has really stepped it up with all the pitching that we currently don't have.
All right. We'll love that. We love good pitching. Good pitching is hard to find these days. So it's always nice to see some good pitching. All right. Well, I love that. Good Pookies. All right. So, Jackie, how are you feeling about the Astros season so far? I think it's probably about as much as well as the Orioles fans are feeling about the Orioles season. Tell us more.
Well, it's not going super well. Mainly because it seems like every week someone keeps getting added to the injured list. Lance McCullers just went back on there. Well, Jeremy Pena and Jake Myers just came back, so that's good. But, then we lost Jose Altuve, so that's rough. And then a couple months ago when we spoke, I talked about how excited I was for Imai, and he's having a little bit of a hard time adjusting. But one thing I will never do is badmouth my team or think negatively. So I still have high hopes that we can turn it around.
Absolutely. I love the positive energy. Melissa's not with us this week, unfortunately, but I know that Melissa would definitely vibe with the positive Astros vibes, if you will. So tell me a little bit about how you grew to love the Astros.
So my mom is a huge baseball fan. So I'm born and raised in Houston. She is too, but generally she's a baseball fan. So I am always going to, enjoy a good ball game. But really, I get my love of baseball from my mom. So when possible, we travel to watch the Astros together.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. So one thing that I know in your life that has changed recently, you've actually become a mom yourself.
Yes.
And so now that Mia is in your life, how has your life changed? And does she like going to baseball games?
Yes. So I have a little bestie for life now.
Yes.
And so far, maybe it sounds crazy to say, but I feel like not much has changed in terms of I love to travel. I love to go to all kinds of baseball games. So she is 6.5 months and she has already traveled to Houston a couple times. She's already been to 3 different ballparks. She's even been to playoff hockey and playoff basketball, and she does so well. She's so curious. We practice the 7th inning stretch at home. So every time I sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game to her, she's smiling. And she has this little toy that's like my first sports bag, and it has a baseball, a football, and a basketball. And no joke, I put them all in there with her, in her playpen, and she always picks up the baseball.
Oh my gosh.
That's so precious.
I kind of make it a point to read a lot of baseball books to her.
Oh, I love that. So we got a little baseball diva in the making. I love that. So now that you have a little baseball bestie to go to all the games with you, not only are you dressing yourself, but you're dressing Mia as well.
Yes.
So do you ever try and twin with her when you go to the games?
100%. And it's actually funny that you say that because 2 of my favorite brands that I get some of my shirts from, they're Texas Tees and State Line Designs. I have matching shirts with her from them.
Nice.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I think that's adorable. And 11 out of 10, please, give me more. I think anything that's big is even cuter when it's small.
Mhm.
So that just makes me really happy. Getting into the game day fashion of it all, I would love to know, when you are building an outfit, what are your game day outfit do's and don'ts?
Okay, so I recently saw a video of somebody saying that they were basically giving fashion advice, right, for game day. And they were saying that it's tacky to wear mixed logos. So don't wear a jacket with an 80s logo and wear a hat with the current logo. But I disagree. For me, one of my favorite quotes ever is, before someone says you're extra or too much, ask yourself, are you even enough? So to me, tacky isn't a thing. I feel wear what you like. I'm always going to advocate for wear what you like. I don't care if it matches. I don't care if it's too bright. So very quick, funny story is a couple years ago, I wore the brightest orange cowboy boots ever to a stadium I won't name. And they recorded me behind my back and it went a little bit viral and my boots got a lot of hate. However, my goal as a ballpark chaser is to stand out and kind of show that I'm there for my team. So I accomplished what I wanted to with my boots, and my boots are still going strong.
Hell
There you
yeah.
go. I feel like if you're wearing what you love, you wear it with confidence. And I think confidence is the sexiest and most bold thing that you can wear.
Yes. And that was like honestly probably one of the only times I've gotten like so much hate on my boots, because almost every ballpark I go to, and you know, everybody knows that the Astros get hate pretty much everywhere they go. But
Of
I've gotten
course.
so many compliments on my outfits.
Half the time when I feel like people are hating, I feel like it's because they don't think they can pull off whatever it is, or they don't know how to pull it off. So that's just people being jealous, girl.
Yeah. So
That don't have no
do's
place
and
here.
don'ts aren't a thing in my opinion. My thing is always gonna be wear what you like in capital letters.
I love that. That's such a good piece of fashion advice. Not just game day fashion advice, but just fashion advice in general. That's
Mhm.
fabulous. I love it. So there are a lot of different items out there that are becoming branded. And I feel like there are so many brands that are developing with more unique items. But what do you think is the most versatile, like team branded merchandise item that you could purchase? Like if you were only going to purchase one thing, or if you could only have one thing with team branding on it, what would you choose?
100% a hat.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't know, it happens to me often where I get super last minute tickets to a game and it's like, okay, it's time to go. I didn't have time to change after work, but grab a hat. I'm still showing my team spirit. I still have something with the logo. And nowadays, like, there's so many people that are even doing like the custom trucker hat, and you can like pick your own patches. So that's unique because you can customize it. Or like, there's the fitted hat community, which I'm like super into, and they make all kinds of different colorways, and there's pins for your hats. And then, you know, leave a hat in your car and it's right there.
Definitely. Hallie's a big hat person.
Oh yeah, you can get so much use out of them, even if you have been planning your day out to the parks, so for like days or weeks in advance, because you can wear a different outfit every single time with it. And it's like it's a new item every time.
It's true. It's also, I was going to say, it's also a functional item as well, especially if you're outdoors. So keep that in mind.
They're so nice. I love hats.
So you mentioned a couple of the shops that have the Mommy and Me shirts that you are getting to match Mia. So what are some of your other places to shop for team merchandise? Are you like a team store purist?
I mean, occasionally I will buy stuff. Like, I mean, they roped me in with all the Hello Kitty stuff that's like going on right now. But
Of course.
I love to shop small. And well, in Houston, I'm sure a lot of cities do this, but there's an area like near the ballpark actually that every weekend does markets, and a ton of small businesses go out there like selling stuff. And actually a lot of these businesses I've supported multiple times because I love their stuff so much. I've also found a lot of them on Instagram, so I want to share some, and I actually hope that we can share pictures somehow later, just because I love their stuff so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll make sure that whatever you want to include, we'll include it in the graphics on Instagram so that everyone can see it. We'll tag them, we'll link them, anything that you need to make sure we get the right word out there.
Perfect. Okay, so for purses, your sporty bag, she has some great bags. So I actually have a handful of different Astros bags from her. She's made me a custom WBC bag, which I was obsessed with because I felt like I needed a logo. I reached out to her and she did the thing. She made an amazing bag for me.
1000%. I attend the church of your sporty bag. I am front row. Wait, oh my gosh. I love your sporty bag. I cannot say enough wonderful things about Elizabeth. So shout out Elizabeth.
Her straps are also amazing. I have this really cool strap from her that says Ballpark Chaser. I love it so much. So
I was gonna say we have ones that say Chasing Stadiums, and we get complimented on it.
One day.
Yes, we get compliments on them all the time. As I was leaving the last Rays game that we went to, I had a girl stop me right outside. She was like, where did you get that? I need it. Where is it? So I spent like 5 minutes talking to her. I was like, if you like DM her, she's so nice. Like she'll hook you up with like whatever you need. Like she will make sure that everything's perfect for you. She's amazing. Oh my God. Absolutely love Elizabeth. Love your sporty bag. 10 out of 10.
From Houston, I really love State Line Designs. She makes all kinds of Houston merch. I have a really fun shirt from her that I also have matching with Mia. That's Y'all Still Mad. That's a fun one because anywhere we go, like someone has a comment about it. It's a fun conversation starter for sure. Make friends with that one.
Definitely. Definitely. I feel like good fashion has the ability to be a conversation starter.
And then one of the most recent small shops I met at the market I was talking about was M&M Designs, and she made me a custom trucker. Like I kind of told her a vision I had because she had tons and tons of patches, and she helped me put a really cool hat together that's like bright orange and it has like the stars on it. It's super cute.
Cute. Fabulous. Oh my God. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I have more, but I mean, it's so many. I could probably I could send them to y'all and we can link them because it's a lot.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. So, Glovelies, you heard it here. You're going to have to head over to our Instagram to make sure you check out all of these amazing small shops that Jacky is recommending. All right. So, before we get into your rapid fire quiz, I got to know, what are your blind World Series predictions now that we're a couple months into the season?
Okay, so I live in a household where I'm constantly on a daily basis hearing 3P, 3P, 3P. And I'm tired of hearing that. So I'm going to pass on that team. And I'm going to say, let's say the Braves and like the Tampa Bay Rays.
You know what?
That's a fun
I don't think,
combination.
yeah, I don't think it's that far-fetched either. Especially with how well they're doing right now.
Normally I'd say the Astros, and I'm gonna wait until maybe after like the All-Star break to put them back in contention. We'll do that.
Time for them to wild card in.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, Jacky, thank you so much for all of that. I can't wait to get into our outfit builder section to see more of these pieces that you're talking about. But before we do that, Hallie's going to do a rapid fire quiz so that the Glovelies can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes.
Take it away, Hallie.
Okay. What is your favorite sport?
Baseball.
And your favorite sports team?
The Houston Astros.
And do you have a current favorite active athlete?
Please don't judge me, but the answer is no.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. Too many to love, right? And what's your favorite color?
Pink and orange.
Beautiful, like a little sunset. And your favorite movie?
I also get judged for this, but I don't like movies.
That's okay. They're too long nowadays.
I cannot stay awake through any movie to save my life.
That's okay. Do you have a favorite TV show instead?
I do. I have comfort shows, and it's pretty much anything from like the 90s. So right now it's been like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Full House, or like Boy Meets World. Those kinds of shows I can keep on always.
Oh yeah, very popular in my house too. Do you have a hidden talent?
I'm good at making charcuterie boards.
Ooh, we'll come to your for a game, I think. What is your number one game day essential?
My ballpark passport. I don't leave my house to a game without it.
Very cool. And if you played baseball, what would your walk-up song be?
I had one that I mentioned last time, and I don't remember what I said, but it was a Bad Bunny song. Baila inolvidable. But honestly, any Bad Bunny song would do because, it would have the whole crowd dancing.
Exactly. I don't think there's a wrong Bad Bunny song for a walk-up song. And do you have a favorite sports memory?
Yes, I have a lot, but I'm going to go with my most recent, which is being present for the 2022 World Series win.
Ooh.
So that hopefully I get to do that again in my lifetime, but if I don't, it's okay because at least I got to do it once.
True.
Very nice. Very jealous.
All right. Love that. Thank you so much, Jacky. So moving on, Glovelies, we're going to dive into what would normally be our top 5 of the week. But instead of doing a top 5, we are each going to build our own ideal game day outfit. So we've all chosen a top, a bottom, an outer layer, and at least one accessory item. So Jacky, would you like to go first and kind of share what you have with us?
Sure. So I also I guess my disclaimer is that my game day outfit is gonna depend on where I'm at. So since I currently don't live in Houston, a lot of my baseball outfits are super neutral, like just saying baseball, y'all, or like a sweater that has baseballs on it. But if I'm in Houston, I'm going to wear something very comfortable because it's super duper hot.
Of course.
So with that being said, I would probably do like a custom romper. So I have this orange romper that has Juice Box Jacky on it and orange boots that are also customized. Like they were blue, they're painted with like a blue design and they say Astros on them. So
Okay.
I will also link who did those custom boots for me.
Amazing.
And then for my accessory, I would do a Your Sporty bag, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I promise I didn't copy your homework. I also have a Your Sporty bag on mine. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Amazing. I mean, that sounds super comfy. You're repping your team. You got all the colors on there. And it's, I was going to say, in the words of Peppermint, it's fashion.
Also, like, since I do like to travel, I guess I'll add on that my example is going to Minnesota, because that's probably the only like cold game I've ever gone to where there was like snow. I have a whole other wardrobe for that. I have like a reversible puffy jacket, like it's blue on one side with the Astros logo, it's fuzzy on the other side. And you know, that stays in the closet for special occasions, but it's available.
Of course. Hallie, do you want to go next?
I also have a big jacket type item for mine. I'm realizing during the game that we were at most recently, I wore the outfit that I wanted to make for this episode. So
stunning.
I know. And I'm so proud of myself for that. Okay. So these are all items I also have in my wardrobe, but I have a combination top and bottom. I love wearing like an athleisure dress made out of the nice, like a good quick dry moisture wicking material because I am a sweaty little monster. So I like to have that on. It pairs really nicely with a sweatshirt I found. It's a white base with little tiny yellow and blue flowers in the Rays colors, which I didn't realize it was the Rays colors until I was packing for our baseball trip. It was meant to be. So that would be my outer layer. And I have 2 accessories that I need in addition to a hat. And that is a Your Sporty bag and my baseball themed Keds. And I have to wear the baseball Keds with little ruffly socks.
Hell yeah. I love it. I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see my outfit. I did prepare myself for a day at PNC Park with this outfit. So we've got some high-waisted jeans and a nice light wash. I do also have a t-shirt with a little twist crop moment happening. My outer layer is actually going to be the new Pirates City Connect jersey, which I am deeply obsessed with. I love that they are leaning into the pirate aesthetic. I think that has so much potential. I am also very deeply into these leather Converse that I found that have a little bit of a platform. And then we have the Crossbody Stadium approved bag from Montana West with our Pittsburgh Pirates logo. And then we also have a ice cream helmet hair clip from Full Count Threads.
Yes, I was just going to mention them.
Yes, they make baseball stuff, but she primarily makes Pittsburgh specific stuff, but she does have stuff for baseball fans and fans of some other teams. So definitely check her out. All of her stuff is very deeply fabulous. And I think the only thing that is not on this like outfit mood board that I wish maybe is the beaded bag that has all of the different pierogies that race for the mascot race. I think that's the only thing missing. But there you go. There you have it. That is my sort of like game day outfit that I kind of like to default to, but I also feel like it supports some smaller businesses and it also kind of speaks a little bit more to my style, which I tend to keep kind of like classic and timeless. So that's me.
Adorable.
Thank you. All right. So, Jackie, did you have any other small shops that you wanted to shout out aside from the ones you already named?
Yes. So I wanted to shout out Shop Space City on Instagram. I also have a purse from her. It's like a baseball shaped, like it's super sparkly, like it's the sparkliest bag I've ever seen. So that's Shop Space City. And then Shop Baseball Y'all is actually a shop from the Astros broadcaster, Julia Moraves. And I would say this is more neutral because all of her stuff says Baseball Y'all on it. So she does like shirts and hats and things like that.
Yes.
She has like shirts that say coffee and baseball and things like that. So I really like her merch for when I go like on a road trip or get on the plane to like go. So X Label Apparel is a boutique in Houston. Oh my gosh. That's where I also get my stuff customized. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air are the ones who like painted, like hand painted my boots to say Astros. I have this Astros like crop top with big orange ruffles, really stands out. That's from sticks_stones on Instagram. So I could actually keep going. Those are the ones I want to mention for now, and I'm gonna send you all of this to share.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll put together like a big like aggregate list so that we can make sure we tag everybody. I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of those with us. I am a big proponent of shopping small. I really feel like the small shops are absolutely killing it with their fan inspired, like their team inspired merch. So, another small store that I want to shout out is PGH Clothing Co. They have really taken the Raise the Cone movement that's going on in Pittsburgh, and they've kind of taken it to a whole new level with their products that they have designed. So 10 out of 10 would recommend PGH Clothing Co. I have a shirt with, it's an outline of Pennsylvania, and it has the silhouette of Ryan O'Hearn with the welder's mask on from after he hit a home run. And it's got the cone. Oh yeah, it's so comfortable. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've gotten a lot of compliments on that. I actually got a compliment on that when I was in the airport, this most recent trip that I took. So 10 out of 10 would recommend PGH Clothing Co. So yeah, we will make sure we tag all of these for you guys so you guys can check those out on your own. But if you guys have any other small shops that you love, definitely leave them in the comments, tag them, and let us know. I would personally like to go around and collect like one thing from each team just so I can kind of represent everybody. So I would love to get all of your suggestions. So thank you in advance, Glovelies. All right, Glovelies. Now, before we wrap up, as always, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week. Melissa's taking the week off, so myself and Hallie are going to be doing all the heavy lifting here. And since this week we are talking about all things fashion, it seems only fitting that we are going to highlight two very fashion-forward movies, one of which just recently released in theaters, and those, of course, are The Devil Wears Prada and The Devil Wears Prada 2. And I know what you're thinking. Baseball for spring? Groundbreaking. Thank you. Thank you for that pity laughter.
No, it was very good. That was not pity.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to break things down for the first film, and then Hallie's going to break down the sequel, which we actually just saw in theaters a couple weeks ago. So kind of getting into the first film, The Devil Wears Prada, we meet Andy Sachs, portrayed by Anne Hathaway, who is living in New York City with aspirations to become a journalist. She meets a lot of dead ends trying to land a job at a major publication, and she ends up hired as an assistant to the vicious Miranda Priestley, editor-in-chief of Runway, an elite fashion magazine, who was actually reportedly based on real-life Vogue executive Anna Wintour. And of course, Miranda Priestley is portrayed by the legendary Meryl Streep. So, recognizing the job offer as an opportunity to learn, network, and get her foot in the door within the publishing industry, Andy pushes herself to the limit as she jumps through hoops, completing every single task Miranda throws her way. Now, as she starts to learn her way in the world of Runway, she befriends Nigel, portrayed by Stanley Tucci, who helps inject Andy with a little bit more style and glamour as he gives her a makeover and lends her pieces from the Runway sample closet to help her kind of fit in at work and look the part of a stylish assistant rather than someone who is attending a hideous skirt convention, as Emily Blunt put it. As time goes on, Andy does begin to sacrifice her personal life and relationships to continue climbing the corporate ladder and impressing Miranda, and eventually she has to choose if she wants to continue in the cutthroat world of the catwalk or if she's going to walk away and forge her own path armed with all of the knowledge that she has under her belt. So this movie released in 2006, so this is 20 years old. The fashion in the film is definitely going to prove that. It's also an insanely quotable movie. It's probably one of the most quoted movies in my household, aside from Mean Girls, I think. Specifically, Emily Blunt's character, who is also coincidentally accidentally named Emily. She frequently quips at Andy's fashion choices before she gets her makeover. And then afterwards, she's very stunned by how much of a transformation she's made. So this is definitely a comfort movie for me. It has a fantastic soundtrack, a stacked cast of iconic actors who bring to life a cast of very colorful characters. And I know I've been wondering what these characters have been up to for the last 20 years. And I am thrilled to say that now we know the answer. Hallie?
So the sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2, picks up 20 years later. Andy is receiving an award for her work at a newspaper because that's right, she has become a serious journalist now. And the movie kicks off, not only is she receiving this award, moments before her entire paper is getting laid off. So she's now an award-winning journalist with no job. So luckily for her, somebody spots a viral moment from an acceptance speech of hers, and she is now back at Runway to restore some journalistic integrity to the publication. This movie visits all of our favorite characters. Some of them are still in the same place we left them before. Some of them have moved into new areas and new branches of their career as well. One of the most heartbreaking things in this film for me was the moment I realized BJ Novak is BJ Novak and that it was not Antonio Banderas.
That's a real thing that happened, by the way.
When Courtney and I saw this movie together, and I got so excited when BJ Novak appeared on the screen because I saw him and my brain said, that's Antonio Banderas. He looks amazing for 60. And it wasn't until the end of the movie where I'm like, it was not Antonio Banderas. I don't want to give too much away because this is still a new movie. But like I said, everybody we know and love from the first film is back with none of the god-awful boyfriend. He is not there. We get to see everybody continue to grow into the new roles that they have found and maintain some of the things that we loved them for from the beginning. I do not think this movie did anything groundbreaking because it is, of course, Florals for Spring. I do think that it was relying a lot on the nostalgia of the original to keep people engaged and interested. And I think that's okay. And I think it was a very successful execution. And especially in a world of unnecessary sequels and reboots, this one I think gets a pass. And I do love this movie. I will be going back for more when it's on streaming.
Hell yeah. One thing that I did really like about this movie, I think that you're right that it wasn't anything particularly groundbreaking, but as far as a sequel goes, I do feel like the people who are producing sequels to popular films like this do have a responsibility to at least bring something topical into what we're consuming. And I do feel like the producers of this film did a phenomenal job with that.
I agree. I'm so grateful they were on the side of AI slop is bad.
Yeah, we don't like AI.
We don't like
Just
AI.
in case that wasn't clear.
Let people do creative work. If you can't figure out how to say it and put it into words, hire someone who can. You are not entitled to every single thing that pops into your brain. If you can't figure out how to execute it, you're not entitled to it.
That's all. I just really wanted to say it like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would love to take a moment to shout out the amazing Juice Box Jacky for joining us today. Now, Jackie, where can our listeners find you if they want to follow more of your content?
You can find me on Instagram at Juice Box Jacky. And thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you for
coming. Thank you for coming back. This is, I'm glad we actually got to do like a full episode with you. This has been so fun. Yes. All right, Glovelies. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank Jackie for joining us today. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to turn on those post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, ladies, before we sign off, what are you looking forward to most this week in the world of baseball? Who do you hope has fun this week? Jackie?
I am looking forward to finally getting to Texas next week. Since I've spent the first part of the season in all the Southern California ballparks, I will be attending another Silver Boot series at Globe Life Field next week and then heading to Houston to watch my Astros. And with that being said, I hope the Astros have fun and get more wins.
Love that. Hallie, who do you hope has has fun this week.
I hope whoever gets called up to cover for Yandy Diaz while he recovers from his broken hand has fun.
Period.
Yandy Diaz broke his hand at a game that we went to.
He was
got hit in the
unfortunately, he was hit
by a
pitch.
by a pitch, and it looked real bad. And then he ran and he decided to finished out the game. And
He's a trooper.
I broke my elbow as a kid, and it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And I hope whoever gets called up to cover has fun.
I love that. Well, in a similar vein, I know, Jacky, we talked about this earlier when you mentioned that Jose Altuve was on the IL. My Supreme Pookie, Ryan O'Hearn, is also on the IL this week. So he should be back relatively soon. He was only on the IL for 10 days. So hopefully Ryan O'Hearn is having a good week. Miss you, Pookie.
I almost said RIP as if he died.
Recover in peace.
Truly.
All right. Well, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Jacky.
And I'm Hallie.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.